Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza is good, try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody does wings like NWP. Order now online for takeout and delivery, and the world's back open. So at whatever percentage your region is doing things at, pull up and go have a bite, man, for old time's sake. Let's rekindle that feeling of being in person. Is that weird to say? I don't know. That's all right, huh?
Nah, you can be addicted to pizza.
Today's podcast is also powered by Uplifters, Black-owned domino company powered by our brother, none other than Janelle, who has a special announcement coming very soon, along with his collaboration domino release with Grand National. Happy to say that those sold out and did very, very well. Thank you to everyone who was grabbed a pair of those. The second run is on the way and coming soon. Please be on the lookout for that at grandnational.com or at uplifters.com. No vowels. You can always find a description in the show. Follow them on Instagram. Today's podcast is also powered by Mo Green, my brother Mo Green. Visit thingsaboutgreen.com, listen to the podcast, and order your Don't Die hats right now. All of it is all in the honor of just creating a legacy, leaving something powerful, leaving something great for the people. And then last but not least, ever, today's podcast is powered by Let's Bubble Productions. None other than our brother, the great Alexius, on the video, storytelling, filmmaking, you name it. He's the reason the pod is doing what the pod does and becoming the number one podcast in the motherfucking land. Contact him now for all your video needs at Let's Bubble Productions and get it cracking, man.
Hey, what does it take for you to be the terrain?
To be the terrain.
The terrain would be player. We're number one podcast in the terrain, fellas.
Ooh, be the number one podcast in the terrain. I like that. I
want to grab it.
It's the Meet the Brave podcast. I am Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex, B-U-B.
Fellas, how we feeling?
Good, man. Good. I want to know what Monty been watching lately, because he came in real like Cuban.
Damn.
Like, I don't know, like, if you got a situation set up, like you about to maneuver out there, you got to, not too much that you could talk about.
Oh, because I call Lex Puppy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You ready to start the podcast, Puppy? Papa? I don't know, bro. That's the other thing too. I am so afraid. Like I told L, no matter what happens, if I go first, I don't care where he at. He better drop everything and come erase my history in my phone and my laptop. Because this nigga's sick, man. He's a sicko. Just get it done. Now my sort of smorgasbord of media intake, it'll go from audiobooks, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, is like, well, I'm almost done with that right now. But then in the blink of a second, can go to the 85 South show. From 85 South, could go to rewatching Snowfall with my dad. So like, I think we need to meditate real quick. So, hey, nonetheless, all over the place. But I feel good.
Now I gotta ask, what meditation video you watch?
I don't. It's not even a video. So I started meditating in. Shout out to Quiddy. Quiddy was a person who introduced me to it. When was I at the Nest? Lex, was that 14 or 15?
14.
15. Yeah. So in there is when I started. So now I don't even need anything now. I'm happy to say I can just channel the mind. But it wasn't. I didn't learn how to do that for meditation. I learned how to do that from the
Russell Simmons book.
No. Shout out Russ, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can, but Russ, I love you, man. Now the sensory deprivation tanks. Have y'all done those? The float tanks?
No.
Oh, we gotta do them as a pod, man.
That'd be dope.
We gotta do it. That should change my life. So there's all these instructional videos on how to meditate, but for whatever reason, the instructional video that they make you watch before you get into float tanks, it just made it all click to me. So for anybody who hasn't done the float tanks before, they're awesome. I think it's like however many fucking liters of Epsom salt that they fill it up with, so your body naturally floats. but you're in the dark, like in the pitch fucking black, just laying on your back, just floating there. And a lot of people can't do it because you don't know how to shut your mind off. Luckily, right before we had gone, had been practicing meditation, and and we got really really high too. So that probably helped. But I've gone a few times without being high, and it was still really dope. But what they teach you in the instructional video is to count your breaths and try just if I don't know if y'all into meditating, but if you are, count your breaths, and you probably won't even be able to get to like 15 before your mind just shuts down. If you count, if you're calm, if you're quiet enough to count, like, and just count like, and so by the time you get to shit, by the time I was getting to 7, nigga, I was like gone somewhere else. And I remember doing it and coming out of the float tanks and going, yo, that was the most amazing shit ever. And the homies that I went with were like, damn, it is a completely different experience. So that's a tangent, but that's where I learned the meditation shit. So I just need to count my breaths, man. It's
They
pretty
got
dope.
float tanks out here.
Yeah, and all over the city. I know they got some in Oakland too, but I haven't been in the ones in Oakland. Shout out my brother Ian McKee, man. Nice to hear that you're doing well, bro. But Ian is the first one that I went with. We just got really stoned and had a hell of a day. Like, that was amazing. And it triggers lucid dreams for shit. I felt like I was having them for months on end, to be honest with y'all. Like, that shit was incredible. You know when I went, G, it was right when we got back from the Bahamas. Was my first time going.
Okay.
And then ever since then, I've been addicted. I'm glad that they'll be opening back soon. I cannot wait to go.
Do you find yourself being able to tap into like that time, like when you were in the float tank?
No,
Like, were you able to do that after the fact, or it was just specific to like being in?
For me, it's only the times that I've been there. But the lucid dreams do give you some sort of connection to the experience, but they're dreams nonetheless. Though, like when you're sleeping and when you're in sort of a similar position and like making your body like weightless. You know, it's a fascinating experience, but it's to be laying there floating on your back in absolute silence in the dark. It's a trip, but that shit was life changing just in terms of just like just stillness. I don't know what else it's supposed to sort of release or trigger, but I know that I've always felt better, a lot significantly better after doing the treatments for sure. So
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I think the ability to tap into like your subconscious and kind of maneuver some things around is interesting. If that's the case, I don't know like what that does, or if it's just like a complete clean slate
yeah.
that takes place. But yeah, sounds dope.
My guys, talk to me. Hey, it's weird to say whether it was a busy week or not because I don't know what everybody's into. But for me, my timeline was booming this week, man.
Oh yeah, what you do, man?
Well, not what I did. It's what some grown ass niggas out here are deciding to do. I don't know. We could start a whole hell of a lot of places. First, I want to say thank you to our YouTube viewership. Shout out to everybody who is taking the challenge on and putting new people onto the show, bro. We getting subscribers are going up again. We got to get to 1,000. So one way or another, and y'all can help us do it. Our day ones that listen to the pod, put your people on, walk them through the subscribing process on YouTube. It don't cost you nothing. Hit the notifications button. We need to get to that 1,000, y'all. Get to that 1,000 and depend it out the trunk for the number one podcast in the terrain, as L says. I do like the terrain too. It kind of float.
The terrain.
It kind of float.
You know, have these conversations with us. You know, we're trying to unbox some things. So we need all y'all to help us.
You feel me? Shout out to the people who tapped in to get their early, just to put their names in the hat to be involved with our 150th activation that we're going to be doing. Those details to the people who did reach out coming soon. It is not too late for people who want to be included in that experience. And again, getting to episode 150, man, it's a sign of, it's a sign of our dedication. It's a sign of my guys, like just trusting the process and believing, but more so like having listeners that we know are tapping in every week, and like it's funny when we don't drop, when we had those little moments where we don't drop on Monday and get impressed about it, is when I'm reminded that we're doing something special. So I just thank everybody for for tapping in and rocking with us. And so with that in mind, what it would the only way to celebrate our 150th episode is with our day ones who tap in and make this all worth it. So if you would like to be included, hit L, hit Lex, hit myself, hit the Meet the Brave podcast Instagram page for more information and details on how to be included and what exactly is going to take place. I would prefer not to say it here because it is special to us and we want to make the space special. So if you really want more details and info, tap all the way in. You heard?
Also, and then just to give us some credit, we have Mondays. We have Mondays, and if you think about it, we're shooting this on Sundays.
Hey.
And by Sunday, all of the information that's happened throughout the week has already taken place.
Man.
So we're dealing with talking about topics that people have talked about 100 times throughout the week. So the angles
It's starting to
like don't get our angles twisted, bro. Like we do a great job of finding our way of talking about the same things that people are talking about.
Just in a way
with
better
twist,
way.
You know what I'm saying? So like fuck with us on our Mondays, man.
We know how to maneuver the terrain.
Ooh, okay.
I see you doing the science.
What you did. The science, he did it.
He did the science.
I did fuck with Bill Nye.
You know what I'm saying?
I did fuck with Bill Nye. It's crazy.
That nigga got bounced.
Man.
Didn't know I had that.
Bros.
Yes.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Y'all go.
How was your week? Y'all had a good week?
I was having a great week until last night, fam.
Uh-oh.
What you got?
Y'all gonna let them people come for Kirk Franklin and not do nothing? I'm hot.
That was Kobe.
I'm hot.
What they want from Kirk?
I don't know, but they gotta see what they underestimate is those people that break through and just normal human shit ain't gonna be able to take them type of folks down. The only thing I'm upset about is the fact that Kirk got up there and apologized. Don't apologize for checking your grown ass son. I loved every second of it, by the way.
Yeah.
as a nigga who got a lot of whoopings,
Yeah.
I'm your guy.
I mean, for real ones, I think like the apologies only take place like when you have certain relationships in place,
Exactly.
which sucks. You know what I mean? Because folks don't be wanting to apologize for this shit.
Let's see if we can get some actual audio of how hard he was going.
Okay, if you think I'm really good, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts you need to get your any motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. You're old. I did it.
Hey,
He just hung up the phone.
hey. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not the defender of corporal punishment. Like that whooping shit is played out. However, to this very day, to this day,
I was about to say that's all I went to.
to this day, if my mama tell me she gonna put her foot in my ass, I believe her. and see, this is why I love black people though, because you got to listen to the inflections in his voice. Don't you ever? This was when they got to go to the ever. You liable to get the brakes beat off of you, like to the point where they forget that you came from them type shit. And I don't know. I feel like if you from a particular time, like it's one thing to be woke. We got all this information. Cool, y'all have it. Like you're hunky. You want to talk to your children. You want to be patient, and that's gonna be me. But it's because we know better now. That wasn't Coco. My poor mom. She. I promise y'all, she a Christian, y'all. I promise.
You know she covered for you.
I promise. And she's so sweet, though. She's
No, she is.
she's so sweet. But that nigga's a gangster though.
Yeah,
Don't ever
but she
get
a
it
real one
twisted.
from back in the day.
See
You
what
know
I'm
I mean?
saying?
Like,
They just you know what I was thinking about it because why did that really upset me?
What's that?
Fam recording his dad.
That's what I was about to get to.
It's a private family moment, and
It be your own folks. It be your own folks. Like it be terrible. Like when it's your children though.
but you
Like,
grown, my nigga. And you recording your dad in a private moment, and you said something. You clearly said something to trigger it because you think you grown. I don't give a fuck. Even my dad.
but it comes to that. It comes to that attention seeking shit. Like I think that's what it was. Like you knew who you was talking to. Like
Man,
if the cold part is that that's pops. Like you looking at it as like a Kirk Franklin moment.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's weirdo energy to
and
me.
he had to
as
remind
a child.
niggas.
For real.
Don't you ever
You know what I'm
get
saying?
it,
Like you know I talk to you like this when you be effing up. Like,
man.
like, don't act like it's something different. But
Facts.
now that you're recording, now you're trying to get me in a certain situation, which is foul.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't even like for those type of things, bro. Like, you can apologize all you want, but guess what? As my child, I look at you different. And it's fucked up to say, but you know what I mean? Like you were blood above blood. You know what I mean? But you do something like that once. It only take once. You do that once, bro, you at arm's length. Like I still do shit for you. You family, you know what I mean? Like you my seed. But if I didn't instill it in you that you don't do no shit like that,
Yeah.
then I failed as a parent, but also now I know that I can't, like we don't have the same type of relationship.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, no, that was it's funny and it's to poke fun at it and all the shit, but it brings up a unique conversation in and around because you want to dismiss the OGs when they be like, man, this generation soft, whoop de whoop de whoop, bro. They not lying. They not lying. Like
Nah, definitely soft, but
there's
they
a
also like advanced too.
no. That so it's so
Like they're so advanced. Like that's what happens when you become so advanced is that certain things like you just don't tap into. Like you don't have the.
and so that's the part where how do we have a well-rounded, well-balanced discussion about the advancement of this generation that was built on the back of of
The generations before struggle.
yeah, like they're like and not struggle in a like it just sound cool to say.
Nah.
Like they really went through some shit.
Yeah.
Like my mom and Elle's dad tell these vivid ass stories about being chased home by white kids walking from school, like white kids in pickup trucks, like, and you go, man, this ain't the motherfucking South, and it's like, what you mean, like, what? No, that shit is worldwide, and don't ever get it confused. And so you look at the cyberbullying. There was an incident at my school. We did the double ASU African American Student Union. They've had it forever at our school, but it was because of the disregard for the racism that existed in that little pocket. Pinot Valley High is such a unique place because that's not Richmond. It's not Vallejo, for crying out loud. It's not none of that. It's Pinot, but a whole bunch of kids from Richmond, a whole bunch of kids from the town, a whole bunch of kids from Berkeley ended up at that school somehow, some way. And the people who live in those hills, in those secluded areas that pay their taxes and all this shit, like them white folks didn't want us up there. And so as a means to protect and govern ourselves, the African American Student Union was started and did a great job. It's facilitating scholarships, the debate team, and just giving the black students there a whole nother aspect of shit, right? So in the midst of building our own, celebrating our own, there was a viral attack on one of the activations that they tried to do. And I was like, oh shit, this is real. This is so much bigger than us. But my shout out to Miss Lamers, what she was saying, she was like, yo, it's really hard she's like, it's really hard trying to be there for the kids now. She's like, the difference with y'all is like, she's like, y'all would fight if one of the white kids called y'all something crazy. Like y'all just beat the brakes off them and it'd be it. Like there'd be consequences or whatever. So she was like, you try to protect you guys in that sense, but as in terms of y'all being bullied and y'all mental health being manipulated that way, it wasn't really shit to worry about. And so you see something like this where, to my knowledge, Kirk Franklin's son is 33 years old. So I can't really go, oh, his generation tripping. that's he with us, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know the relationship though. So like, if he's 33, we don't know like what his upbringing was with like Kirk and stuff like that. So don't really know much about like how. But my main thing was just like, I don't care what my relationship is with my family members. Like, I'm not doing nothing for other people to, break down and have something to say about. Like, oh, that shit is in house. You know,
Now it's on the Summer Jam screen.
you know. Interesting things, interesting times, man. But yeah, but every generation is softer than the generation before. Like that's a known fact. Like people don't pay attention to that part, but our parents are softer than their parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's broken down, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to stop fighting so much physically and start doing more shit mentally. Like that's how it's supposed to go. But with that being said, since people are dealing with so much trauma on top of that, they don't know how to do things in an age where it's so much information and so much outlets. Like you should be getting bread and getting your situation right for the next generation. But folks end up using all this technology to then beef with each other.
Yeah.
Like all y'all did was take beef from being on the streets to being online.
To online.
That's all y'all did. With all this shit around us, that's what y'all did, and they made billions off of you.
On the backs of it. Jesus, he traveled. Nah, G, I was watching it and I was like, damn, this ain't really even funny. This is heartbreaking. And then you watch Kirk Franklin's apology and you're like, damn, to your point, it's the relationships, it's the business that was in jeopardy, and it's like that be my shit. It's like, don't fuck up the business. Mm-hmm. Like it could be a lot wrong even with a significant other. Like, yo, we could be beefing, we could be at odds, but if it's real, my nigga, let's not fuck up the business.
And then also, let's talk about the next part, is that how nasty religion can be, because religious nuts will act as if those type of moments is not Christian or whatever the hell they are. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? That's a human being interacting with another human being. Like, they have flaws, and you should interact a certain type of way. Like, yes, I might have said some shit that was out of character in the moment, but he got me fucked up right now. So therefore, this is the type of speech I'm using. I don't get how that changes anything business wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the nasty part of this too, is that he shouldn't have to apologize.
Yeah.
You know, he should have an inside conversation with like how we do our family stuff. But as far as the public, for one, I didn't put it out for the public to dissect.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So why am I responding to publicly?
Yeah.
Just because they ended up going public. You know, that's a whole nother thing. Like, man, I don't need to tell y'all shit. Like, I didn't put this shit out, so therefore I ain't saying a damn thing.
Yeah.
I ain't got no comments.
Yeah. Now I watched that and my heart sunk, because it's coming on the back of having some really dope conversations with Teen about the business of child protective services. I wasn't aware. I wasn't informed, and I got to learn the structure, the actual foundation of how child protective services work. And ultimately, another one of those things that is gut wrenching and not for the weak. That I will say is not for the weak. And what children, once they're in the system, this is on a tangent and completely not the same thing, but they're connected in a way. When children are in that system, they're a commodity and can become lost forever, and there is no true like rehabilitation or repairing the relationship with the parent and the child. They're just lost in the system until and God willing, the family is like capable and has the bandwidth and capacity to really iron and figure it out. So you go, the answer ain't just I'll beat your ass. Like, nah, we know better than that now. Like we make jokes about it. It's like, well, we turned out good. That's debatable. But now moving forward, we do know better. What is the Lex? And this is probably best for you to answer as a parent. And I'm only asking because I watch you do it all the time. The post you posted of what Sid wrote on her mirror the other day, like that shit really almost moved your boy to tears. For real, for real.
Hey,
It's awesome. So how do you navigate that space of, like, to L's point, nigga, every generation is softer, but that is a sign that something worked. Like, it shouldn't be the same fight. Sid shouldn't have remotely as hard of a life as you had.
no.
But how do you counter and account for, you know, and it's crazy to think that somehow, some way, we've correlated behavioral problems or wanting to raise an obedient child with fucking whoopings. But I gotta ask it: how do you foresee maneuvering that in educated but being firm and being stern? Like, what is that balance? So you probably already have
Yeah.
it figured out, but
I still don't have it all the way figured out. And I think since it's still pretty young, it's like there's certain things. For one, as soon as I raise my voice at her just a little bit, she already kind of break down into tears. Like Kendra, if she tried to just like be stern with Sydney, Sydney just rolls it off. But for me, as soon as I'm stern, she get right. But some of the things it's really about for us right now, it's consequences. And this is gonna sound kind of sick on me, but the things that she really cares about, those are the things I take. So it's not just as simple as, oh, go in your room, you're on timeout. Nah, it's nothing like that. It's like, I know the things you like.
Yeah.
So if you want to act up, I'm going to take those things from you for a little bit so you understand that this is a punishment
yeah,
for what you did.
Yeah.
But I also sit down and I explain to her
Yeah.
why she's in trouble. I just don't go off the handle. I'm like, look, everything you do have consequences.
yeah,
So you reacted this way, this is your consequence. And it's not that we love you any less. It's not nothing like that, but you got to pay what you owe.
yes, yeah,
And like I said, I still don't know exactly how right it is or wrong, but right now it's working and she gets it and she even understands it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that dynamic of language. Shout out to Court and Nana. They threw out one of the first classes. They threw out a stat that floored me, and it's the average. It's the average amount of words. The disparity between. Oh fuck! I don't want to mess up the because that part of it is very important. But the average amount of words that are learned in a it wasn't as simple as black and white. But the premise was a household that fuck. Maybe it was black and white, but that feels a little too polarizing and not as accurate. But the amount of words that were learned in a household, and these two households, perhaps it was black and white, but it was something upwards of a few million words.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about talking and use, and explaining, the repercussions and the difference in like, yo, why this is an issue is like, it's so important. And I think about that, now, where it's like we went over to my grandma's house last weekend, and my mom and everybody was there, and we were honestly poking fun at this exact thing. It was like, yo, Monty, you got hella whoopings. And out of all the grandkids, I probably was the one that probably needed to be whooped the least. Like, I think that's the funny part. But my mom, and we'll have the moms on the show at some point, so Coco can defend herself, because I know she be feeling like we be tearing her down. And it's totally not that, because I wouldn't change a thing. There were some things that I would want to see. I'd be interested to see how things would go if that, but I'm not one of those people that live in the past and going, this should have been that, and blaming. Like, nah, man. I actually think back about both of my parents and go, God damn, I go back and marvel at what they were able to accomplish, and I also go back and I empathize too, because now being an adult, and the problems that niggas face from nigga taxes and credit card debt, and you might have to move and this and that, and I'm just like, I don't have no kids, and I want to go fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm be losing it some days, and so I'm going, now y'all had 3, my dad had 4. How did you not lose your mind? This world is sick. When and then you throw kids into the equation, and so then the sad part becomes, maybe some of those whoopings were better off just like, yo, let's sit down, let's go for a walk, fam. Let me really talk to you. But who has the bandwidth? Who has the capacity and the fucking patience after you didn't got your ass kicked in the world the whole day? And it doesn't dismiss it, but it also, now that we know that, just not on the sheer fact that I know that, when I have my kids, guess what I can't do? I can't have a bad fucking day at work and then come home and lose my shit. At least I hope that I can't. See what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to say what you ain't gonna do when you don't have no fucking kids. Like, it's just an easy conversation to have.
Yeah, like for me, the biggest thing that I do is, like, I don't talk about work at home.
That's what's up.
Or for that matter, if somebody asks me about work, I say, well, work is work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take nothing from the job. I don't even, it's like, as soon as I clock out, that's left there.
Yeah.
It's like, as far as my career and film, we could talk about that, because it's actually something I'm passionate about. Even on a bad day of film, I'm still happy.
Yeah.
But work is work.
Damn.
And so that helps me with, like, handling anything that Sid do, and how to talk to her and communicate with her.
Yeah. The last part about the Kirk Franklin thing is, and similar to hip hop, with it becoming so mainstream, and by mainstream, just like more white people are delving in the actual commerce of hip hop, so they're able to have a say on what's secular or not, what's appropriate or not, and I just don't think fuck fair. That shit's, I don't like that shit. Like, I was about to say that's not fair. It's like, nah, fuck fair. That shit's stupid. That these guests in these space get to now govern and dictate what's what. And so when we talk about language again, I'll put my foot in your ass it should be in the fucking Hall of Fame of like words you hear from a black parent when you fucking up.
Mm-hmm. That's bad. What you're talking about right there is kind of the things that you got to deal with when you're in some of these realms.
Yeah.
Like, I was just listening to 85 South be on the EYL pod. It was a little while ago, but I was just now getting to that one. But I forgot the guy that runs everything for Carlos. But they were talking about like how insulated their situation is.
Yeah, oh man, they got an army over there at
That's what I'm
85
saying.
South.
So like the free reign that they have to say
Art
the shit that comes to their
department,
mind is because like you can only partner with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can only be they otherwise, like if they were to separate themselves or not do anything, like they say a lot of no's. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's a lot
yeah,
of options on the table, and they say a lot of no's
yeah,
because of the idea that they've done the corporate thing, and knowing that they tell you what to do because it's their shit. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So like if you're getting a hand, it's not a handout because you're working,
yeah.
but if you're getting handed something from somebody that's not from the same background, that has no clue, all they have is the pockets, then they have free reign to say whatever the fuck they want to say. They have
Absolutely.
free reign to have, like, whoever is the consumer can say whatever the fuck they want to say. The amount of times that consumers uh, act as if like something is theirs
Huh.
because they gave some money over to it. You know what I mean? Like, I gave you my 15, so
Yeah,
therefore you this. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of time that's the thing.
yeah,
That's just something that you got to deal with the free reign, like, it's just about holding on to that as much as possible to
yeah.
me personally, because for one, I don't be trying to do shit that got to do with another person telling me what to do. You know what I mean? Like I have, like, in my current position, like, if that was the case, then I would, like, not be doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's well aware that that's not like some shit that I would go for. You know what I mean? But it's that's only to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's only to a certain extent because somebody else shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just it's so there's so much tied to it for Black folks, Black Americans specifically, the displacement and trying to heal, trying to build and have something. I saw a statistic.
Heal first, y'all. Heal first.
Heal.
Heal first.
Yes, sir.
Money is for what we keep saying that it's not real, but money is always there. Like, there's more money to be had if
Gee,
you are healed.
man.
Trust me. Heal first, you get unlimited money. But best believe, especially if you're Black, you get unlimited money. It does not stop coming in.
Come on.
The moment that you can think freely.
Come on.
That's it.
Bars.
Bars. Oh yeah, we can book in that. I'm not even gonna try to attempt to go back in. A year. It's weird because they're calling it the anniversary. That is strange to me. But a year later, removed from the savage murder of Breonna Taylor. A year removed from it in light of everything else that was taking place last year. Not even on a worldly scale, but as individuals. How does it resonate a year later with you gentlemen? Like, y'all come from very specific places that have an extreme amount of 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 death and unwarranted deaths at that. So I guess I'm asking from a perspective of, like, how media covers shit and presents it to us, how they word it, and especially it only seems to happen with us where like the Biggie's, like, people think March 9th is fucking Biggie's birthday. That's not his birthday. It's the day that man was murdered. So it's just weird. It's a weird thing to constantly be reminded of MLK Day. Like, no, I think that's his actual birthday. No, that's the day. No,
The 20th.
That's not his birthday. That's not the day he was assassinated. I hope it's not.
No, I don't think that's the day.
That's his birthday, correct?
I think so.
Okay, I was gonna say that's twisted. With the Biggie thing, that the people in charge of the Notorious Big estate asked that no radio stations celebrate his death day, and I thought that was a really, really fair thing to ask, Birthday makes sense, but the
Yeah.
day he was murdered is a really strange thing. So when the headlines of Breonna Taylor's the reminder that it's been a year, first of all, and then go, oh, the anniversary of her, fam. I don't know. Maybe I'm exposing myself and being sensitive. It just is a weird way to say that.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but then again, I'm not a fan of like the way things are covered in the first place because it's covered as if like these people don't have families. You know, like they don't have people that love them dearly, and also that have to deal with those situations every single day of their lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of these things are here for a season and then it's gone. You know, and then if it reaches big enough, then there's an anniversary where everybody gets to remember a fucked up situation. But the family has been dealing with that every single day. Like, and there's different lengths and ways that you know that the grieving period goes. You know, like,
And then on top of that, to have that be a quote unquote anniversary, and like you said, for the family, it's everywhere that day.
Yeah.
Like all these news and everybody want to talk about it. But for you, really, what it does is it just takes back their trauma.
Yeah.
Like exactly to that day.
Yeah.
So
And the iller part of that is that it's just for that day. And then everybody goes back to normal. So you like, fam, what's happening? You're gonna call it an anniversary. You're gonna pull up, make all this hoopla, and then you're just gonna go away tomorrow. But
I'm still stuck with this.
I'm every day.
but that is why justice is so important
Huh.
because
Huh.
without it, and then to not celebrate, but then to acknowledge it every single year that justice was not served, is a whole nother level twisted fantasy that America gets you in. You know
Wow.
what I mean? Like it's really deeply rooted nastiness towards a particular group that does not get acknowledged. You know, like
That
why
is such a
why do y'all
powerful
feel the
point, G.
need- Why do y'all feel the need to throw it in our face that y'all don't fuck with us?
That is such a powerful point. I had never considered that. Huh.
That's the part that's disgusting, you know?
Huh. That is a whole nother level of sickness. To have it. Miss Wallace, Biggie's children, none of them get any closure, and all the radio stations do a Biggie tribute mix on the day he was murdered. Breonna Taylor, they walked in that woman's home and killed her in her bed. And news publications have the nerve to call it an anniversary, and justice has not been served. Huh.
The role that they play, man.
Wow.
The role that they play.
Wow. He is going crazy.
Yeah, no, yes.
I got a question. Sorry to
I got a question.
sorry to be so somber. You got a question?
No.
Oh. G, how long do you think it'd take you if you were a white man? If you were a white man, how long would it take you to stop saying nigga?
Hey. You know what? Like, if I really, because this is something white people really do fuck with, is like their freedom of speech. So, depending on how much I fuck with my freedom of speech. Because I feel like I should be able to get that in. I should be able to get nigga off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so much so that you got to work so hard to remove it from your vocabulary, I think is the impressive part.
I think it also depends on, like, if you run down your numbers, because I'm pretty sure they got the data. How many niggas buy my product?
Facts.
You
So
know
now,
what I'm saying?
so you saying now you entitled to say it
What?
because
I mean,
niggas
like,
fuck with you,
bro, you
so
fuck-
now you can.
Be in the commercial, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey.
And then have an attitude when somebody be like, "Come on, bro, you know you can look." Bruh, all right, y'all gotta stop. Which one is it? The niggas fuck with me for real. Saying the niggas fuck with me is comedy.
For real, man. Like, hey, no, but trying to wean yourself off of it. So,
What's
like, man,
what's president? So the CEO of Papa John's, John, is it John Schneider? Schneider?
Yeah, like Schneider or Schneider or some shit.
Oh, John Schneider says nigga.
Hold on, quick. I say you want to tune in about this topic, didn't you?
Tapes, dude.
You said what?
Put on speaker.
So I ain't got no what?
No tapes. No Kirk Franklin tapes.
Oh,
you next up.
hey, we just got done with that topic, bro. Yeah.
I'm cracking up. I should be Kyle G. Make sure he ain't got no tapes.
Hey, I had to break him out this morning. Just
Hey, man.
really get the spirit in.
Make sure you fill him in with the videotapes next, because that's what's coming afterward.
We were just talking about this Papa John's, bro. Trying to wean himself off the nigga.
What happened?
Papa John, bro, trying to figure out how to stop saying nigga.
He just can't help himself.
Oh yeah, he get to just drop him off in the rich.
They get an expedited course on that one, huh?
Exactly. Just take him down there about down on P7, something down in north. Just drop him off. Take him to the east or something. Drop him off. He'll figure it out.
Trying to figure out how to get out of there.
Man, I'll figure out how to get up out of there.
Hey, that might be what it is. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, man. You gotta take them to where take them where it's wrong. You can use that, in certain surroundings to be all good with it.
Nah, that's real.
It's like Trump. He ain't never had to fend for himself. He's always had bodyguards and security and all that. You get kind of complacent with that stuff.
Yeah, it just become a part of life.
Exactly. They never had to buck up or nothing to get it done. You can talk real reckless then. That's protected,
Yeah, sir. Now we about to finish.
Someone by themselves. Oh, y'all right in the middle of the cast?
Yeah, we about to finish. I hit you back afterwards.
Okay.
All right, man. Yeah.
I wonder if he asked anybody, the Papa John Jews. So, what do I call him then?
But wait, it's the stutter. It's the what do I call him then?
Well, the shit. Yeah. Well, how do I address them all?
It's just niggas, my niggas.
Hey, man, shit.
But it's the genuine confusion in like why people are upset. It's like, bro, what do y'all call them? Like, seriously.
Also, it's like somebody did this to me. Like I was talking to my company. Like you did this on a like a boardroom call.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my folks. Like, why is this out and about?
Okay, so y'all gonna be mad at me. I don't think people should be not for in the privacy of their own shit, bro. And was it any niggas on the call? That's what I want to know. Because if it wasn't no niggas on the call, then that's just unfair. Like, come on, bro. What
you know what? But also, it could be a nigga extension though. So it could,
somebody married.
Yeah, it could be somebody married to a nigga. So like,
and got mixed kids and lose it.
Yeah, so
them the last one.
That.
You better off with a nigga being on the call than somebody that's married.
That's the real allies.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you ain't an ally until you do all that.
I didn't think about that. That's probably exactly what it was. Then.
Yeah.
The funniest part is when you were saying that in my head, I picture a nigga sitting back smoking some weed, playing 2K, and he just hearing from the. Hold on, who you want to with talking spicy like that? She's like, I know, babe, calm down. Nah.
See that's oh man, damn.
That's another thing too. Is like when you bring something up that you know gonna rile me up, but then tell me to calm down. Like, bro, you brought this to my attention.
Calm down.
You know exactly what this is about to do.
Now, what's bro that used to own the Clippers?
Sterling.
Yeah. I'm still mad that he got fired behind that shit. Like, fam had been doing racist shit, and it's because it's only the optics. People only make it's the same reason why I don't want Kirk Franklin apologizing.
Hey, where'd she go?
Shorty that did that outed Sterling. She got a bag.
She on to the next one.
Man.
Or she
what's up.
dead.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another thing. Never
Because
didn't
it's
think
like,
about
man,
that part.
you took billions from me.
billions.
You think I'm gonna let that ride? Nah.
That just got sad all over again.
Damn, I went sicko.
Damn, Lex. So fan questions, Lex. Serve them up, brother. What we got?
All right. The first one.
Uh-oh.
You got multiple.
Yeah, we got multiple. The first one, though,
Shout out to the listenership, too, for the questions. Appreciate y'all.
somebody was like, man, I've been listening to the pod. And he was like, I listened to how, like, Monty talks about we ain't monetized yet.
Yeah.
And he seriously wants to know, how do you guys stay consistent with the podcast? And I mean all parts. Recording, taping, putting out the audio and video, and waking up each Sunday to work.
Damn. Yeah, I'll let y'all take it because
Shit. To tell you the truth, man, it's just about putting out like a product that makes sense. Like content that makes sense, something that's needed. The conversations, I mean, the thing is, like, we will have these conversations anyway. We just have them on a weekly basis, like one day out of the week, as opposed to like all throughout the week. So that's the only thing that's kind of changed about like how we throw out these topics, is that we're moving it into just one day, like it's condensed into one day from the entire week, because we'll usually just throw this into like a group chat or something like that and get our shit off. So like our group chat is wild because it's not the audio version, so
no context.
You know what I'm saying? It's like no context, just get your shit off, and then we kind of break it down from there. But as far as like doing it every week and the consistency of it, it's not looked at really as work. It kind of it's looked at more as like something necessary, to tell you the truth. Like it's just a cool thing to do.
For me, I love it. Like, I love waking up each Sunday morning knowing that I get the pod, we get to talk and have these discussions. Like I said, I love it so much that even after I got fired, I was still calling like, when I coming back?
when we getting back to this?
Yeah, when we getting back. So, like, I always just think if you love it, it ain't gonna feel like work. It don't feel like work to me. And like even the conversations I used to have with Monty, and I know Monty used to worry about, man, you edited all this and all that, but it's like I love it, so it don't bother me.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think this is gonna sound so counter, but I love it too. But I also love it so much that I wish I understood more initially about the business of like I wish I took time to learn the business of podcasting initially. I'm happy that I've gone and done that now, and have a better understanding of how content works. And so there was a stroke of luck that and I want to be mindful of that, of like how much luck was involved in order to get to this point of like aligning with the right partners to do this show, right? Both L and Lex, even outside of the show, are two of the people. Just if you want some thoughtful shit with some, you want something that's just plain black and white to be thought about in an infinite space. These are two of the people that are gonna do it and do it well. And you go, damn, that'll be a great show, and it turns into a great show, and then you see the business, you see the optics of the business, you see what Mark Maron was able to turn his career into based off a podcast. You see what people ain't been honest about the Joe Rogan shit. As a comedian, strictly as a comedian, he was not revered. And nobody says that because they respect him, but he wasn't revered like that. But he had foresight and started doing a fucking podcast in 2003 or whatever that was. with the shitty webcams that used to sit on top of the monitor. Him and his homies. He just had a foresight and a vision, and eventually he was gonna become a dope ass comedian that people respected. But he had work to do. He just saw fit to document it, man. And honestly, it was as innocent as that. The the business part of it wasn't a. It was something that I knew was a possibility. It wasn't something even I was sure that 148 episodes later we'd be right here, right? And and I and art, especially artists have these horror stories of, man, hey man, ain't nobody believe in me, man. They doubted me, fam. I can't be Rabbit and muster up no woe is me story, because every step of the way of this art shit, I've been supported. Or at least it's felt that way to me, right? And so the show, the pod, is just something I just really, really wanted to do. Cause like you said, I love podcasts. I love it. The storytelling ability of it, the long form, the context you're able to get. Like, you able to get, like some of our shows be 3 hours, dog. Like, and people be listening to them shits. Cause I listen to 3 hour podcasts religiously. I'll turn 85 South phone and just let it run. That Bruce episode the other day, it was only like a little bit over an hour. But it's like, I'm so proud of them. And where else would you be able to hear Bruce talk like that and tell his story? Mm-hmm. You know? And so instead of sitting around complaining about what we didn't have, it's like, fuck, well, can't we just be it? Man, I wish, man, Joe and them should have said this. Nah, Joe Budden and them live on the East Coast, and they speak for a very specific region, a niche individuals that are in alignment with them, and it works.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing. It ain't nothing wrong with their takes, their stances, man. Salute Joe, Rory, Parks, that whole mall, man. I don't have a bad thing to say about them at all. We be making fun of Kevin Hart and them, but shout out to them. And not even the more mainstream pods, Conversations with Nations, like, bruh, that you putting us on that, and like how much she's been writing for us since their show. Mm-hmm. That shit's crazy.
It's big love.
That's major love.
Really dope show too.
And the show's crazy. Yeah.
Just did one on Thursday, and in the season 2. But it's really dope conversation, really dope setup and everything. So shout out to them.
Man.
Shout out to her. Shout out to the situation.
So I just to answer the long-winded, it's just always been a dream of mine, but I would be lying if I said I knew it would turn into this. And Lex, you would come on as a mic and a personality and add so much value to the show. Like the visual value is one thing, but it's the synergy between the three of us and how people responded to it. It's like, remember when you first came back to work, nigga, and you would say stuff off mic, the people were writing in going, man, I wish I could hear what Lex was saying, because it sounded like he's saying some hilarious shit.
That's true.
And we just listened. Like, that's what I appreciate about the people who tune in with the show and go, man, you should try this. You should think about this. What about this topic? It's just beautiful. And you get to hear on some personal, the selfish part where I will be selfish and go, I'm just glad that I get to document my growth as opposed my growth and my learning. Cause I was at a phase where I was, I thought I knew it all, and it's supposed to go this way, it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be on like this, and then it's documented in the pod. Like, I got humbled for real, and had to like build everything back up, but build it back up to a point of going, nah, I'm completely open to not knowing shit, but I'm also I also believe in what it is that we're doing, and I'm glad that we're documented. So when we at episode 1,000, people be like, "Yo, them niggas, how did they get up every day? Every Sunday?" It's like, nah, we knew this shit was gonna be tight. You know, the equity. So shout out to whoever sent that question in. I hope that does answer it. Just being fortunate enough to do something you love, and then beyond that, being fortunate enough to be around people who have the talents to help facilitate said vision. Like that is the luck part. I thought L's perspectives was dope. That nigga be saying some wild shit though. Like it may have gone different on the show, but the people have spoken. That nigga's brilliant. What we doing? Let's keep it running. You know. What? Go ahead, G.
Yeah, no, I agree. That I think it was just like it. A lot of it is just things that fall in place because the big thing about podcasting, for one, is doing it. I remember when Monty first set it up, or just like surprised and on that shit. It's like, oh, you know,
Should we release that episode one day?
bro, we should definitely just do it. We should probably just do it just to see like the growth and just like
Seriously.
because back then, for one, I mean, me and Paul are like two pieces of pie when it comes to that type of shit. But like, we're people that don't really talk on mic. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, we'll say all kind of shit off mic, and like personally to individuals, whatever. But we're not big on like disclosing shit. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of things are always in the works, and like that's something that Money does really really well. Is that Money's great at like the marketing and like promoting and stuff like that, and just being open about the process of things that he's doing. Like, I don't have that whatsoever. Like, I'm not the open about shit that niggas is doing. Like, I'll do that shit and you'll see it when it comes out or when it happens. And, you know what I mean? Like, I know, like, me personally, like, I just be knowing shit is dope. But, like, of course you need outside people to pay attention to. And, like, that's another thing. So, like, I just figure, like, when it eventually hits shit, like, people will fuck with it. If they don't, then I fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, like, how my mentality is. But as far as the pod goes, it was that, and then it was also so initially just starting, and then the second part was getting the flow, like the individuals that make sense, because you can have all types of different conversations, but it doesn't always feed well into a mic. People tend to like talk over each other, or they you want to really get your thoughts out, or don't talk enough on the topic. Like, there's a lot of different things that comes into play in the conversations. Like, people think that you could just have you could have barbershop talk on a mic and that shit's gonna work out. Like, that's not really how how it really goes. Like, in order for it to be, because this is all audio, so it has to tap into something in the listener. You know what I mean? For them to even want to fuck with it or listen to it throughout, or to whatever extent, for them to stay on there for any time whatsoever, is something has to connect to them audio wise. So it's a lot of stuff that kind of wow, that's a hell of a way to win a
That's
game.
a hell of a way to do it. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, then like fast forward to now being at 148 or whatever.
Sheesh. Say it again. It feel good.
Fast forward to being at 148
It
or whatever.
feel
You know
good.
what I'm saying? With a lost episode in there somewhere.
Nah, facts.
Secretly, we at 149.
Yeah,
On the low. Niggas is at 149 for real.
if you know, you know. You know what I mean? If you've been through the journey. But making it to like now, whatever, and like not monetizing it to this point or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Like, niggas for sure is gonna monetize and need to monetize, because a lot of shit is being given away for free, of course.
Yeah.
But it's a catalog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the price of a catalog is important.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's not like throw me a few dollars and that's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a few dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck is a few dollars to me? But like, it's important to just like make sure that everything is correct. So that's kind of how it goes.
Nah, man.
Now we on to the next fan question.
Sicko mode now?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Not too much. Is it possible to to change a guy's mind from him just looking at a female as a late night thing to making them like the wifey girlfriend thing?
Jeez.
Now, context to this
Okay,
question.
thank you.
I was having a conversation with somebody and they asked me the question. I said my answer. She said I'm full of shit. And I was like, if you feel that way, I have two very smart brothers that I can ask, and I won't say your name so nobody knows it's you that I'm asking about, and they can give an answer, and we'll see if it goes with what I said.
Is it possible to turn the late night call into wifey?
Yeah, well, is it possible for the guy to change your mind?
So there's it's nuance, right? How close you are with late night situation, or have at any point have either of you been in a relationship and fucking with each other?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Was that put on the table or no?
Nah, it wasn't.
So that's the part that people don't ever speak about, right? And maybe everybody ain't been in this situation, so I'm probably telling on myself. But there have been times when allegedly seeing someone, she may be in a situation, I may be in a situation. It's an understanding though. And the funny part is eventually you got to have that awkward ass because there's gonna come a time because it's never y'all both out of something at the same time. It's either she out of something and want more from you, and you in something, or you out of something and don't want nothing at all. Niggas is sick. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's like
ham, no bugger.
Yeah, come on, man.
Kool-Aid, no sugar.
Hey, what about us? When we gonna do what, fam? There's no way. There's absolutely.
That's how you feel.
And you could do this do-si-do, rope-a-dope, man, for eternity.
But it would be easier for everybody if we go, hey, you and not based on where we met at, we never are ever going to be able to do that for real. Cause it's gonna change the dynamics. Like we got a special thing here. Like it's gonna change. The boyfriend and girlfriend shit is just gonna change all of that.
So your answer is way better than mine. Cause see, mine was just like, it depends on time. I was like, if this thing been going on for a year, that's your position. You just gotta accept it.
That's kind of what I'm saying, though.
Oh, yeah, see? But you said it more elegant. Imagine me just being on the phone.
I need to just lay him off to the...
Yeah, don't fall for the elegant. But it also is a really hard conversation. It's like, fam, you're not serious, right? Like no, like we know what this is, and the fucked up part is like, I think people immediately equate that to like, oh well, you ashamed of you, like none of this, like no, I have nothing to do with that. It's just the circumstances in which we met and built the bond over. Those probably aren't going to translate well into the traditional norm, because then you going, we met. Like honor amongst thieves, and now you want to go be monks together. Come on, fam. Nah, that ain't how that works.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like the capacity in which you want folks. You know what I mean? Like I think if you have it set up like that and it's nice, then that's what it is. If you want more, then you have to like set your terms. And I know people are gonna be like, they're gonna give ultimatums, and but like, all right. Then don't. You know what I mean? Like it's really up to you. Like you have control over
Ultimatums and boundaries are different though.
Huh?
Ultimatums and boundaries are two different things.
Yeah, but like that'll end up being an ultimatum / boundary all in its own. If you want more out of the situation, you kind of have to pull that card. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way for you to find out. But you have to be okay with the results, though. You know what I mean? That's the part that people be running from, is what that result could be. Because you could do the ultimatum thing. You're dealing with a certain person that, that's the only role that they see you in. So be willing to lose that person. Possibility, though, is that if they overly fucked with you, that situation may play out, but it's going to take some time. But you're going to have to give cold turkey. Like, you got to be cut off conversation wise, action wise. I mean, I could probably talk
To
whatever,
get the
but
result that you want. You talking about?
I'm saying in order to find out if that's what it is.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to you have to shock a person into a position to see like if what they really want. You know what I mean? Like was I doing this because it was available, or did I really fuck with this person? I was gonna continue to do this shit until
Forced to.
until the end. Like if you weren't
Yeah.
gonna make it, make me, have a position or whatever, then of course I'm gonna choose the one that you
Yeah.
already have in
Exactly.
mind.
Oh, the one thing I forgot to say, and this goes to people, if you are in that type of situation, you got to know, one of y'all got to know what you really want, because she was like, the reason she started thinking about maybe this could be more is because usually he leave first in the morning or even sometimes at night. But I guess recently this morning he stayed and then he made breakfast. Fam, if you make a breakfast for her and give it to her in bed and you want to sit there and have a conversation, of course she gonna think it might be a little bit more.
I'm not rolling.
You gonna wake up and make the fresh breakfast?
I like to cook. No,
So
it's,
if it's been 2 years and you ain't never cooked,
no. I also again
That-
got schooled to that shit too. Like how women, not all obviously, but how women can process kindness as a whole. And so I like completely be trying to dismiss him. Oh, nigga, you out here kikiing and being a little too nice. Nigga, like, oh, you tripping, man? It's just a homie. No, nigga, cooking breakfast, holding the door. Hey, you alive? Could turn into you want to fuck. Like, so be just chill on all the niceness. Like,
Yeah, but that's what Manny was talking about though. That's a boundary thing now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because like if we have certain like I done messed with like some, some situations, like situations, whatever, where that was the unwritten agreement. So going outside of those bounds is automatically gonna put you into a whole nother space. Like now that's throwing off the like the whole situation that we have right now. So why would you start messing around in the gray area when everything was black and white? You know what I mean? Like you start just live your life in the gray area so that it can go whichever route that like I've never exclaimed like this is what it's gonna be. You haven't done it. This is just how we've been moving.
Yeah.
So that there is no like, there's no weirdness about it, or just like have the conversation about it. Do one of those two, but don't do this has been black and white this entire time, and then all of a sudden I'm just, I'm feeling a certain type of way.
hey man, I want more. Whoa, wait a minute, slow down.
But also, niggas gotta stop doing that, man. Like niggas gotta stop giving so much to take that shit away. You know what I mean? Like you do all the boyfriend shit,
Yeah,
but don't get a title. You know what I mean? Like that little weird spot that
bro. But we all, so for as much as, and it's pretty polarizing too. Like I've heard women that be like, I fuck with y'all, and I've heard women that be like, I hate you niggas. And so that's pretty on brand. Guess who don't fuck with us? Niggas don't fuck with us saying this much because they be like, y'all giving away too much, and I'm like, are we really? Because it's that like what L just said, nigga. We need to do a whole show on that. Niggas doing all the boyfriend shit only to be like, only to get pressed about the title and be like,
I mean, because you got to understand what the domino effect is. Because like you're not just like ruining a situation. This is something that somebody was talking about recently. I forgot what it was, but you're not just ruining your specific situation. You're now setting off a whole course of action for the next lineup of people. You know what I mean? Like once
for you or for her?
Huh?
For you or for her?
For her, because like I think that they're like, you got to realize like how the landscape is now and why women have become so game efficient is because of how that was the entire landscape of niggas trying to do all the shit and
Wait
then
a
like
minute.
still be on the be going elsewhere.
Wait a minute. Game efficient or are niggas just trash now?
I mean, it could be both.
I was
Okay.
about to say.
It could be both.
It's a
It's
a little bit of salt and pepper.
game efficient is a little
Game efficient is that you're now setting the boundaries on the situation. So like,
okay. That's that. Okay,
yeah, so,
I'm with you. I'm with
so
that.
it's no longer this whole like.
Shout out to them too.
For sure.
You had that.
actually had them as a topic.
Yeah. What do you say? Oh, no, because you might as well loop this in.
Yeah. So I said that I said shout out to women that made the decision to break ties with men
And vice
and
versa.
then vice versa.
Yeah.
Because like that's a very important space to be at. Like the shit that lingers when you're dealing with another situation that then continues to compound. So like you a few niggas removed and
Lingering cuz still around?
bro, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's also like fucking up the dynamic for you to move forward too. Yeah. Like it's not saying that, oh, you being player about the situation. It's saying that, oh, you still completely tied to this individual, but y'all playing games. Y'all got other people in between y'all games. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a foul spot to be in with male egos, and then also with the other side. So that's kind of why I want to bring that part up.
Those who have cut, salute to those that cut ties. Nah, it's because it is a form of strength.
Yeah.
Like that is a form of strength.
And I also don't think that they get enough props. Like I don't think the people that are able to disengage from another person and be the one that say, you know what, this ain't it for me, and not fuck with them. You know what I mean? Like we could be kosher or whatever, but not fuck with them. Like because it gives the individuals involved the proper closure to then like mess with somebody different. Whether it's the exact same type of person or somebody completely different that they didn't got a whole new checklist of things that they want to get done without having to veer into both lanes. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole like being stuck on an individual that y'all ain't never gonna be together, so therefore you done lost out on 7 years of your life. You know what I mean? Fucking around like
that. Have y'all ever dated someone who was coming out of something like that?
Oh, what?
That's a different level of like hurt and animosity that you really got to try to, if you plan to stick around, try to empathize with and understand, because you like, wait, I don't get it, but then once you get it, you go, damn, you really feel like you got robbed, fam. Like,
yeah, but I think those individuals that are stuck have to realize that you have an expiration as well.
Yeah,
like your shot clock is started when you're dealing with the next person. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you still stuck on something else and your shot clock is started with the new person, what makes you think that when this person, when you're finally ready and got off of this other individual and you're ready to full blown be with the person that you with now, that individual isn't like, you know what, I'm off that, fam.
I got a question for y'all. Are pimps the first feminists?
You was watching that? What's the name? Sit down.
What?
With Vlad?
Who?
Who sat down with him?
Mama D?
Nah. I forgot who it was, but anyways, yeah. Where'd you get that idea from?
I was on a drive. I was just driving.
And he says, we're the sickos.
And
all right, buddy. He was on a drive. All right.
It just dawned on me. I was like, yo, like that pimp shit is crazy. Like, and so we can enjoy this topic and not have anybody be completely turned off and go, sex trafficking is real money. Like, no, that's not what we're talking about. So stop. Just stop it. Underage, none of that shit. Mm-hmm. What's the oldest business in the world?
Were you seriously waiting for the answer?
Yeah.
Or were you gonna say
No. I'm
prostitution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, if we starting it. Okay, this I can see I'm gonna be on a ledge today, so I'm just leaving it alone.
No, go ahead.
It's just Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't just come out of thin air. It came from the fucking game, asking that stupid ass question.
It ties into the game.
Yeah. Fuck. If it was speculating that the game was a fucking lame. Now it's confirmed. Asking about women's body counts and shit. It's like if you ask, I don't know, something. It was a stupid question. That's why I'm not even gonna reframe it. But it was in regards to a woman's body count. Who gives a fuck? First of all, it's none of our business. But then it was like,
I mean, can you handle? Because like, if can you handle the actual number that is given, without then proclaiming that person is a hoe?
Niggas is fragile. They can't handle that shit.
Because the first thing that will come out of your mouth is hoe, or the first thing that can come to your mind is hoe.
But why? Aha. But why?
Hey.
Because of the oldest business in the world. But the business is the business. Like, I don't know. It's just.
I think people be acting like, like there ain't other people in the world, to tell you the truth. Like, it's just me. So you supposed to wait until I was available to you. Like, for one, the amount of things that got to come into play for me and you to even cross paths.
Do people really work like that? People really think that? Like,
by the time I start fucking with you, that's the idea. It's like, not me personally, but I'm saying by the time that this is how guys think for some reason, is that by the time I didn't come in contact with you and I'm fucking with you, before that it shouldn't have been anybody fucking with you. But also I want you to do all the wild shit, and also I don't want you to do the wild shit to certain parts of my body, because therefore that'll make me emasculated. But I still want you to do all the shit that I be seeing in porn.
Now that's so yeah, G. That's the part that's just weird to me. Like, people in general who being like, protect yourselves by all means. Like if you're asking for history's sake, for the means of being protected, by all means do your thing. But to pry, or because you're insecure and all that shit, that's strange to me. Is all. But then I thought, I was thinking about it in the vein of, I just went on a tangent of like, well, a pimp is kind of empowering. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's like, fuck that. I'm standing on my point.
All right, let's go.
Because the real business, and then some of the first pimps wasn't even niggas. It was madams, nigga.
Oh, that's a given.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That was the whole brothel setup.
If it's gonna sell, if it's gonna sell, we gonna sell it. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's your first entrepreneurial status. Get an opportunity to work long hours for yourself.
And then it's just funny. Like, I got killed for the porn conversation or was that last week or the week before? When I was saying L hit my porno for me.
Oh, last week.
But just watching the amount of porn stars that have turned into entities, like got their own networks. Like Pinky got her own network, man. Salute to Pinky. Like, that's tight. I heard. That's what I heard.
I didn't know.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's convenient.
After last week, yes, I get it.
That's convenient.
I understand.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't know Pinky had her own one. I'm just like,
Pinky, you say? Nah.
Pinky, who's Pinky? Pinky in the brain?
I'm gonna work on that thought. But in my mind, pimps are the first feminists for sure.
I guess while we're in that area, player shit. If you don't know, she doesn't like you.
Tell me more. Who said that too?
Good on Rosa.
Shout out Rosa.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Rosa.
Now, the cold part is that Rosa was keeping it so player, and it was 2 player for the room. You know what I mean? Because
who was
this is on Joe shit.
Uh-huh.
But it was 2 player for the room because the male ego. So men are unable to fathom that women can use sexuality in a certain way.
Sidebar G, please hold that. Them having to navigate through like relationship conversations, given Rory's situation is so painful.
Yeah, it's rough.
No, I just had to say it was a thought that I had.
agree.
Yeah, my
I
bad.
definitely agree.
My
It's-
bad.
it's been rough the last few of them.
My bad.
Because they keep doing the topic. It's Joe being an asshole. It's
And Rory and then the
because Rory's easily very angry right now.
the Meghan Markle topic, the interracial element of it. Rory
Yeah.
was like flying off the handle, and it was like it was rooted in so much other shit. And I was like, this is painful, man.
I think Joe and Rory gonna fight soon.
I think so.
They can't help themselves because they both are. Yeah.
My bad. Rosa was saying it to the guys on the podcast, and it was male ego in the room.
Yeah, so they were trying to figure out, like, they're trying to break down, like how are guys. I don't know why this is such a topic, but anyways, how guys are supposed to navigate this landscape where you can't really get a good read on women, like you don't know, like, if they like you, and if they do like you, like what can you do, and like how should your sexual interact, like how, like all these different.
That's disgusting.
It's like, and guys are like having the hardest time trying to figure this out because
Who?
I'm trying to tell you, this is
My
what
bad.
keeps happening.
My bad. Like, nigga, I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm saying, like, the topic has come out way too often for me to
that's
be
disgusting.
like, who? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I gotta say every fucking male. You know what I mean? Like,
how I'm supposed to maneuver in this new climate when everything is so, nigga, don't be a creep. How about that?
when they coming for us, fam.
They're only coming for creeps.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
What?
I don't defend cats that I wasn't in the room with.
Fuck
Like,
outta here.
I wasn't there, so now
Chris-
how the fuck I was supposed to
Chris
defend that?
D'Elia bitch ass on his new platform now trying to I just want to apologize for it. Nah, nigga, you a creep. Like, let's just do that. Like, and move on. But the fact that you can't admit that you was a creep and you ain't never been lit before, like, that's the shit that's happening. Like, it's a bunch of niggas that ain't never been in play for no ass for real, and they got a little fame or whatever, got a little bread, and didn't have no game about them. I know plenty of niggas that probably ain't gonna never had no bread for real that'll knock any chick. It's never been about have some cool and some tact about yourself. Like it's just weird, bro. So to watch niggas go in this climate and this that, no, nigga, stop being a fucking creep.
And it's another thing, and they kind of brought it out of themselves too, was the topic of this, and this is where this comment came from. But y'all, I mean, people of your status or whatever, you're only gonna mess with like people that you like. So like it's gonna be like like somebody that looks good to you, or somebody that's a good looking male or whatever. They're gonna be the ones that you choose. What about the guys that don't look as good? Like how are they supposed to navigate that as well? And she's like, bro, like it's literally, it comes down to if I like you or not. Like that's not a look thing. That's like if I fuck like the vibe right or whatever it is. Like it's kind of hard for me to. So that's when she said like if you don't know she doesn't like you. I was like, that's profound as fuck. Like, bro, like you'll get all the signs or whatever, but like if she don't like you, then and if you feel as if like, oh shit, like I'm not getting no vibe, then chances are, nigga, don't try. You know what I mean? Like don't go beyond that step. And what niggas be doing is that they like, oh no, she gonna like me somehow, some way. You know what I mean? Like you be pressing your issue when you don't have to come in that aggressive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to.
That's frustrating. I'm irritated.
Like it was just crazy just to see how hard it is for guys to like understand how it is that like you've never interacted with the opposite sex before, and it comes down to, once again, men are so much more comfortable doing things for other men, as opposed to what it is for the opposite sex, which is so fucking unfortunate. When you constantly want the opposite sex, but you are doing things to cater to your people, like to other men. So you will completely disrespect a woman in the presence of a male, and then be thinking that you should get some ass now. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird ass spot to be in. Like you didn't know that this entire process, us going out, us doing this, that, and the other, us being around your friends, or
I'm measuring you.
You know what I mean? Like all this is a part of like the foreplay.
Yeah.
All of this is a part of it.
Yeah, Now you're giving away too much game, fam. Relax.
I mean, I'm just trying to,
Niggas is out here. How do we maneuver in this climate? Is sick. Oh, I didn't know niggas was that sick. Oh, that's disgusting. Have you ever continued to trash someone so long beyond reasoning that someone had to finally call you out on your obsession? Man, listen. Man, listen.
Or have you ever had that happen to you, man? Like, fam, leave me alone, fam.
Man, listen. The niggas who be like, I don't care. I ain't even pressed. I ain't even bothered. That nigga, fuck that nigga. Wait a minute. So which one is? I had shout out to my pops. That nigga's hilarious. But we were having a conversation, and he's like, "Yeah, man, the nigga don't fuck with me because it's broad, man." And I'm like, "Wait, say that. say it one more time. Say that again." It's like there's so much wrong with that statement, but let's just start at the base of it, like the pure black and white. When did we ever get to a space of blaming another grown-ass person for another grown-ass person's decision? Such and such don't fuck with me because of such and such. Okay. So what did that tell you about the nigga you think? The truth is, what it reveals about that person exposes you at the end of the day. In your decision making and what however that person may actually feel about you. You're trying to protect it. And it's just like, bro, we can get to the source. But telling me you not pressed, telling me you not bothered, telling me, man, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, you do. And it's totally okay. And we probably could figure it out the sooner you admit.
Could probably get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we could probably figure this out if you go, my feelings is hurt.
Can actually probably had his 30-year deal done today. it might be today. Today might be today.
You know what, man? That hurt my feelings. Oh, bet. That makes sense. Yeah. Obsession is a real thing, though. There's a lot of people walking around with unhealthy obsessions that don't even know it.
Mm-hmm. They was talking about this too, but like the court cutting or whatever. But there's people that are dead weight. There's people that are that have connections to you that shouldn't. That have access to you that shouldn't.
Yeah.
That bring a certain level of like darkness to you that you shouldn't allow. You know what I mean? Like negativity is a huge thing. Like some people, like you can see negative people attached to negative people to then leech onto a positive person like nobody's business. Like it's crazy how they can do that to change an entire mood from a positive interaction for a positive person for the day is now dull and negative for the rest of today because of them being around multiple negative people at one time. So like it's interesting.
It would be nice. It would be nice, and it would be it would be cool to be able to welcome that, but it's such a draining process. Such a draining process to be around someone who has an obsession and doesn't know it, because everything somehow gets routed back to that thing or that person, and you like, fam, this is exhausting. You're not tired? And for whatever reason, my brain has been thinking in the spirit of bandwidth. So it's like, nigga, I just don't have the bandwidth. I can't afford to be thinking about that thing that you're obsessing over. Because it's not conducive to no nothing. It ain't about getting no money. It ain't about getting more efficient. We ain't really exchanging and like getting better. You just sitting here pretending not to care about something that you clearly care about. And we could fix it if you go, this made me feel this way. You know, it's just a real backwards thing to do. To me.
Yeah.
No, I agree, especially because it's only a certain amount of time you have in your day. And for you to spend it doing anything that's counterproductive is beyond me.
What would you consider counterproductive? Someone in 2021 telling you that artists are paying for streams.
No.
I was like, what? The G-Eazy scandal comes out this week. His team may or may not have solicited streaming hacks, the streaming farms, to be quite frank. And again, there's another one of those headlines and another one of those stories that I was annoyed at. It's like, well, what did G do to somebody for the industry to pick him? Mm-hmm. It just didn't feel again, fuck fair. It's just annoying. Why did y'all pick G out of all people to go? He tried to go purchase streams. Everybody out here is doing that.
So
shit.
the problem is, like, if you try to do it as an individual and get caught, or like, because this is what ain't this what labels do all the time?
Yeah. What labels are doing for
Like,
sure.
especially for like the larger acts. Like the larger acts, a lot of people listen to that shit, but they also are like
Cooking the books.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
you know
First
what I
of
mean?
all,
like multiple times platinum is a thing.
if the new leverage is digital current is the new digital sort of status, and you can leverage that shit into a bag. Like if your Spotify plays per month, say 1 million plus, nigga, you can leverage that into something, regardless if it is or not. That's how this is working. So what it's just exposed again. I just don't. We be skipping steps on shit. Y'all mad at G, but you're not mad at the people whose whole idea of status and currency is to throw out talent, throw out whether you like some shit, and immediately go to the numbers and go. You see it all the time with videos. WorldStar was the first one to really figure this out, where a particular video could have few million views, and just because it had a few million views, guess what you gonna do? Go watch it. It's the most brilliant shit ever, but it reveals our vanity and going, hey man, you seen that new such and such? No, I ain't seen it yet. And you get to it and that shit got 15 million views. You're like, oh damn, I'm not in on the in crowd. Yeah. And so it's a form of manipulation. It's a mastermind shit, but you don't even see it just in music. We watched it with the presidential elections. It's taking over completely how we're branded and marketed to.
Completely.
We are fucking sheep. The way this we were on it early, but it was like, yo, this vaccination rollout is sick, and they have not disappointed. They got scary time out the way. That wasn't, you thought that wasn't no rollout. What is it? What's the two vaccines called? Fucking.
I don't even know their names. I just know them as vaccine. 1 and 2.
I just know them as vaccine.
I just know them as vaccine is crazy. Oh man. Nah, I thought it's.
How many vaccines you think gonna come out of the pandemic?
Johnson & Johnson about to drop.
They got like 6 in the tuck.
Rockaware about to drop one.
I'm talking the name vaccine. Like how Maxine is, vaccine.
Oh shit!
How many?
Out of
people come out the tech with that one?
Something seen. Een.
Ooh, Vaxi.
Because there's hella
Vaxi.
Because there's hella COVID children, so you know they got.
Yeah, we had young Vaxi in the pandemic though.
Young Vaxi.
We had twins. We had vaccine and pandemic.
and young Stimmy on the way.
Stimmy.
Young Stimmy is crazy.
Nasty.
His middle name Pac too.
Did y'all see the meme about fucking Netflix doing the Blockbuster documentary? And it was like, imagine.
That's wild.
Bruh.
Imagine killing a nigga and doing a documentary about him.
I was about to say, bruh, you gotta see me.
Oh, they gotta start that off as like a 30 for 30.
No, it's apparently it's happening. The last whatever is called. I'm like, yo, that's so disrespectful.
Hey,
because Blockbuster was really fucking tight.
Blockbuster was that was my shit, man. I'm that used to be a go to though. Like,
what did you have about Netflix asking people to snitch?
Yeah, y'all didn't hear about that?
Uh-uh.
Let me pull that up real quick on what Netflix was doing out here. All right, so Netflix is testing a new feature that asks customers to verify if they share a household with the account owner, according to a report by Reuters. The new test indicates the company is preparing for a crackdown on password sharing. The streaming service is trying out the new policy with a small number of Netflix users, asking them to sign up for a separate account if they are not living with the subscriber. In order to continue watching, users are being asked to confirm if they live with the account owner by entering details from a text message or email sent to the account owner as per the report. So they asking folks to snitch on themselves and snitch on the account holder in order to lower the shares on the account so they can get each individual into an account.
Okay, so guess what, Netflix? Y'all don't get to keep bragging about the amount of content y'all putting out and how y'all can just live in the red and not and bet on the artists. Like, stop, cut that shit out. If you got to go penny pinch like that,
Yeah, I think it comes down to though, because since they do have the like it's perception, right? So like all these streaming services are going to start hitting this space where you already see it with like Disney and HBO Max and like all these folks, which I didn't even know HBO Max was owned by AT&T. That was nuts. But like
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, and AT&T is about to for sure go over to just streaming, but it was cool because like they're all presenting what their subscriber base is, like what their subscribe. That's their lifeline. So Netflix has been operating in the red. Yes, when they didn't have to disclose their information.
Yeah.
They have to start doing that now because everybody is going into the streaming space, and that's how they're going to be able to get their shareholders involved. So they have to do it now. So like they're definitely pumped up as far as like what their amount per share is. But if that number comes out, they're trying to get ahead of it for when they do have to start disclosing what that number is, so that they can actually justify what their share price is.
yeah,
Moving forward.
Yeah.
So like it's an interesting little battle that's going on over there. But that was interesting though that they were setting up little snitch boxes. So.
what do you? Well, how does that tie into Facebook and Apple and their long lasting beef?
Hey, ongoing. Nah, but Apple is doing something so cool right now. So, Facebook is known for like giving up everybody's privacy rights.
Yep.
Like they be selling that shit left and right. Had to go to court for that multiple times. But Apple is cracking down on privacy. So they're shutting they got a company to do something about stopping or doing something with the privacy settings. So now it discloses like to the individuals that we're cracking down on privacy. You should probably look into this. And how many people have an iPhone? So that means Facebook doesn't have their own phone, so they'll go underneath those privacy ratings as well. So it's kind of like squeezing them out from like squeezing from underneath them like everything that they're about, right? So like this is an interesting thing because they was trying to like. So the only thing that Facebook had on this topic was that what about for like small businesses need to know like what their data information is. So like that was their only thing, was that they was trying to like pump up like small business. So it's a nice little back and forth that they got going on.
Oh, so it's gonna be a little okay.
The
I'm here.
data war continues.
I'm here for it. Make it
Tech
interesting.
fights are great, man, because like they play it in a whole other world, bro.
Oh, yeah,
like, they start talking about, bro. We dealing with everybody information, and we squeezing you out because we got everything. We got everything we need already.
Yeah.
We got everybody data. We know that shit. But y'all ain't gonna be able to sell this shit unless we say so.
Yeah. What I was surprised to know. Fuck, I shouldn't say this on the air. But I got a jury summons and was like, wait a minute. You still can go to jury duty in the fucking pandemic? Niggas want the pandemic to absolve them of anything. Like, look here.
Real shit.
Oh man, what about your jury summons, G?
Bro, I received that and I was like, shit. And I was like, man, I'm a G. I ain't gotta do this shit. For sure, I had to log in that motherfucker, put my fresh shit in. But I was like, damn, man, that's my first one. So I mean, fuck, my G status is getting taken away, man.
Part of you died a little bit. You had to go to jury duty.
Huh?
Part of you died because you got to go to
What?
jury duty.
Bro, you know how long I've been a ghost? Like,
You
you,
wanna-
ain't gonna know shit about me. Now I'm all up in there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I had an interesting encounter with a woman who will remain nameless, but she's fucking awesome. She goes, "Hey, Monty, you dope and all, nigga, but for real, you in the CIA?" I said, "What are you talking about?"
Bro, you
So I had some folks run your name, fam. Whoa, what came back? Nothing. You're a ghost.
exactly.
I'm like, oh, that's good. And it's like, well, I just don't. Ain't nothing happened. But
Jay Reed.
it's like nigga, you don't exist. Like, but it makes sense though, because it's like when you have the appearance of a nigga who didn't lived a few lives, and your rap sheet come back like,
Nada.
it's like,
Yeah, nah, this is
little suspect here. That's funny. That's really funny.
that's why I get all the time about not having a social media.
right.
It's
Right.
on the same path.
Something must be wrong.
Yeah, like, hey, like
It's like, no, nigga,
yeah,
I'm just
like,
protecting my.
Yeah, like I've been trying to research you, my nigga, and like all I could do is Google, and that shit's telling me shit from way back when. So
And then don't say you trying to research me and you just went on Instagram, fam. Stop.
feel me?
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What do we have? Lex, where your man get all that money from?
That's the only question I've been asking.
Joe and Kamala and them went and found one point something trillion somewhere.
Just found it in the tub.
Hey man, you know I got trillion over there, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go to the tuck spot. I don't keep it at the White House, you know.
Hey, just got access to the books.
Hey, but the STEMI direct deposit memes comedy is, but shout out Kev. Kev was like, bro, where do niggas live at where $1,400 is gonna do anything? Like that's what
I've been trying to figure that out.
where do you live at where $1,400 make you
Kaiser Soze.
Hey,
I just got questions. I'm sorry.
nah, but you gotta see how they be talking like a pimp though.
Once they get it,
They like the no. I'm talking about when they giving it away.
oh yeah.
Like this 1,400 is supposed to.
It's supposed to last you.
It's gonna help so many Americans.
Make this last. Don't spend it wisely. Joe Biden being the fucking Mac is hilarious.
Hey,
Damn, they are pimping.
No, they big pimping.
Oh
big pimping.
fuck.
They took everything from you, had you start anew, and then gave you 1,400 for
So
your troubles.
we got good news that L is officially on Snowfall, which made me extremely happy.
Yes, I am.
I got my dad on. He watched the entire. He's officially
That's
current
impressive. 'Cause I'm
in
only
a
on
day and a
season 2.
half.
That's crazy. I'm gonna get to season 3 today though.
Season 4, episode 5 was this week, Lex, or was that episode 4? That was 5.
But I haven't had.
Oh, you've been working.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, my bad.
You know how we were talking about when you get the message about your screen time?
Yeah.
My shit said for the last week, I had only watched my screen for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's spooky.
I was like, shit.
Yeah, my screen time I'm happy to announce it went down again today, so I'm on a roll.
Look at that work.
Fuck the phone. I'm telling you, I'm getting a razor. Soon as I can find one, I'm bringing an OG razor, either the razor or the Nextel, the chirp. You got to chirp me.
Ooh.
But that shit ain't gonna have no service.
No,
I was about to say,
no service, no.
nobody gonna be able to chirp you.
Hello?
Except for some old dude that just sit in the dark somewhere.
The chirp was the one though.
Hey, battery.
There's nothing like
battery
the chirp.
lasts for 17 days. Nigga. What? I'm good.
I never talk on the phone with the chirp, man. Quick access. Hey, yo, fam.
Nigga, I only
You
had
bothered
4
by-
people to try. L had one. I think Teen had one. Unc had his. And it was a few homies from LA that had it. Other than that, what the fuck was I chirping?
I was chirping everybody.
Man.
Yeah, no, chirp is love.
Metros and chirpers. Metros and chirpers.
Yeah, Phil.
Sick. What a sicko. Yo, you had one more topic. I don't know what it means. I'm gonna let you set it up.
Nah, did y'all watch Cherry? It was on. It's a new movie on Apple
On-
TV
That's the new one with
with the guy from
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Holland.
Like I said, he trying to make sure don't nobody think of him as Spider-Man.
Bro, did a hell of a job. Great fucking film. It's like the most thorough, most beautiful, twisted, dark,
Fantasy.
flawed
Oh,
film that was beautifully shot. Like the movie is beautifully shot. The storyline is amazing. Start to finish was enticing. So yeah, okay, but I don't want to talk about it too much if y'all gonna watch it.
I'm
whatever,
about
but
Cherry. Yeah.
I'll check it out.
It's hella good.
Hey,
Though.
You said that was Netflix?
Apple.
No, that's Apple.
Okay.
Hey, big ups. Apple be doing some shit with their content.
No, Apple has the best the best setup. Like how they did it. Like they introduced it when they first started Apple. There was only like 10 titles probably, if that, and then they just built from there. But they also have a cheat code as far as like infrastructure. So they're able to just barely add something and still have people be okay with it. They also took a period of time, like Manny's already talking about beta. They also took a period of time where it was probably the first 12 months that you didn't have to pay for Apple while they were building their catalog.
And anytime you buy an Apple product, they give you a 1 year free subscription to Apple Plus.
That, and then I talked about it before too, but they did they gave you Apple Music, games, the TV, and some other things they got on their platform or whatever for the lowest subscription of the month. Like to put all of those into a bundle package,
For $30.
bro, they be out here squeezing the public. Squeezing the public.
And they got your data. So it's like,
Yeah, but
That part.
I'll do that ecosystem though. Like if the ecosystem's gonna be that dope, I'll be in that ecosystem. I
Facts.
don't have a problem with that.
Facts.
Like if they're gonna give you nothing but quality, then by all means.
I think that's gonna be their claim to fame, and they're gonna ride that off into the fucking sunset of like, we gave y'all dope first.
Yeah,
Just deal with it.
I agree. I mean, sometimes it might take longer for them to like get some things released, but that's because you know that
It's gonna be
they're,
quality,
They're
yeah.
buying something under the under the table,
Yeah.
and then they're also like fine tweaking it to put it into their platform in order to now roll it out with an amazing rollout. So I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it.
just hey, nothing wrong with a little capitalism. Just do it the right way.
Yeah.
Just put it on the table.
I mean,
Put your pussy on the Instagram for $1,000.
I mean, let's see if he.
It's as simple as that, man. Like
it's as simple as that. You said.
Let's see if.
edit. I'm sorry. Let's take that out. Let's take that out. That's wild.
I mean, let's see if Tim Cook stepped down like Bezos. When shit get too wild. Or they probably just switch it over to AI though. They might just go switch over to
AI.
a computer and start running Apple for them.
They gonna okay.
Unless it's
Y'all-
already is.
Okay, I was about to say Steve running this bitch still.
I was about to say they downloaded Steve a long time
a long
ago.
time ago. He think Steve goes. Steve ain't gone. He's a computer somewhere in a comfortable building.
Bro, did y'all ever watch that tech show that I was talking about before?
Which one?
Silicon Valley?
Nah.
That shit was comedy.
It was I can't remember. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Do we have? I think that was it. I believe that was it, gentlemen. Streaming farms, yeah.
Oh, devs. Because devs kind of had that idea, like putting all of your consciousness into a computer, so that, and then like you can see everything in the world playing out because this is all a computer anyway.
Damn.
So you can create your out in order to put yourself into the computer for you to live the life that you want to live for as long as the computer is on.
Sheesh.
Damn.
It's here, people.
So you can live your shit whatever way you want to, bro. So if you got people that you lost, but you want to see them again, upload their consciousness, and get it correctly fine tuned the tweaks, and then tap into the. Hey, have somebody take you out. Tap into the computer. Bam. You get out. You get every for everybody you're looking for. The situation that you want them in. Live your life. Live your life, King.
Yeah. Live your life, King, and prosper. Stay moisturized and hydrated, fam. Can you do that? No?
Easy heavy.
You hungry? That's my new go-to move when you on a road trip. Everybody in the car asleep. They wake up. First person to wake up and look at you, you gotta go, you hungry? Because you be hungry, but you don't want to be the hungry one. So they wake up. Now you gotta
Nah,
stop.
that's Monty thing though. Like Monty used to be so hungry, right? Like, so because Monty from jump, like he was gonna figure out and he knew how to cook early. Like he would make shit and like be like a platter for himself. And then I'm over here making shit like I put like some cheese on a cracker.
And put it in the microwave. What a sicko.
And then pop it out and put some hot sauce on top. And that's my meal, bro. I can deal with that one.
Meanwhile,
Monty
I'm
over there
got the spread.
Got the links, got the spaghetti, got the whole shebang, right?
Courses. It's all about courses.
What? I used to knock them down. So anytime somebody was like, what was that moment?
No, we're not doing this. That's where I draw the line. Family shit cannot make it on the show, fam.
That's why I need Poe for that moment.
Poe and Freak, bro. They never let me live that shit down, man. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. On that note, we're definitely gonna get out of here before Elle remembers how to say it.
Hey, I got it in my mind, but I was scared.
No, we do it at the 150th. Again, don't forget to send in your information, email or whatever. Just let us know if you would like to be included on what we have specially planned for the 150th episode. Holy smokes, can't believe it's here already. With that, it's been another episode of Meet the Brave Pod. We'll see y'all next week.
Love.
Yes.